Good morning, everybody. How are you feeling today? Guess what? I am having a wonderful morning. How are you? In TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Hi, Ceci. I sent you a note, but I didn't send it. Hello, Himalit. I wanted to put live on Instagram on YouTube, but for some reason I didn't. So I guess I'll do it later. But I'm live on Instagram, TikTok, and I'm on YouTube. So today is Thursday. Today is Holy Thursday for us Christians. Stacy, what is the holiday for in your religion? I know it's something I didn't want to say the wrong one, so put it in there. Let me say it because I know this whole week you've been celebrating, and I don't know. I'm not going to repeat it because I don't want to say something wrong. So, guys, good morning, and how are you feeling today? Today is Hi Nancy, how are you doing this morning? Welcome to the morning blessing. How are you guys feeling today? I want to know how you're feeling. I have been Passover. Yes. So this is Passover for those of you celebrating the Jewish religion, and Christians, this is Holy Thursday. It's funny. Good morning, Ezra. How are you feeling today? 45 years ago on Holy Thursday, on a Holy Thursday, I gave birth to Michael. Good morning, Yuko. We missed you yesterday. Hi, Colin. How are you feeling this morning, everyone? Of all my friends on TikTok. See Alexander Chabert. How are you guys feeling today? It is Holy Thursday, a special day in the Christian religion, and of course, a special day. Passover is being celebrated in the Jewish religion, and I know all religions seems to have a link around the same time. So if I don't know much about others, although I did a little bit of world religion. But so this morning, because it is that Holy Week and that's Passover and all the special celebration, it's always Thursdays, always seems to be the pillar of spiritual prosperity. And I need to let you guys know I have a hot topic for 12 o'clock today live on YouTube. You have to join me. It's going to be on YouTube or Tessa-Marie. Check it out. It's going to be a hot topic. It's the Love Channel. And you guys know how much I love love. So let us look at this situation here. Your spirituality, how is it doing lately? And hey, it's not about a religion. I always need to make this clear. I have it in the 5 pillars of prosperity. It's one of the pillars, right? And I always say, when somebody hears spirituality, oh, your mom called. That's nice. Great talking to your mom. I remember those calls. I can't do them anymore. So enjoy them. Um, the power of spirituality is the pillar, sorry, is not about a religion or dogma. It's simply all about you. Selfish. Yeah, I know. I've been called that and was. The pillar of spiritual prosperity is the one we ponder about with fear, judgment, and what others will think of us. We do. It's so strange, that we do that. It is this pillar we store fear in, judgment, and beliefs. We also look to this pillar for hope. We believe in a power outside of ourselves which will come to our rescue and save us from disaster. We hide our fear of punishment from our God in this pillar. The fear of not pleasing or doing the right things can cripple us and prevent us from taking action to help ourselves. We often use this pillar to judge and condemn others who do not practice the same type of religion or faith as we do. When we think of that pillar, we think of religion. It's not about religion. That pillar is the pillar that tells you, you're okay, and I am okay. I am good enough, and you are good enough. And we do not need to remake them and carve them and tell them you need to live like us. Good morning, everybody on TikTok and on Instagram. If I haven't said, how are you feeling? How are you feeling today? But your spirituality is aligning your soul for divine flow. That's what it is. It's just aligning your soul. And your soul is truly the feeling you have inside of you. And we think our soul is some little special thing. It's feeling. we react on feeling in all we do. So we need to understand it's the feeling you get. So you have help though. We were given help. Our guardian angels are there. We all have one, whether you believe in it or not. That is the one that might keep you from falling, tripping, doing something, and you go, Tessa-Marie, I don't know what saved me. That's what might have saved you. Your guardian angel is not going to make you do things you do not want to do. You have free will. And that is what you have to base your life on. You have a free will. You can choose. Nobody needs to remake you and tell you you're not good enough. And because you do not practice a religion, and God will. I was so shocked. My cousin, who was a staunch Catholic, when she became a born again Christian, she was pointing her index finger at us. And she said, God will be good for you. And I mean, and she went around the room doing this. And when she came to me, I said, I hope so. And she just, but you're telling me he's going to be good for me. What do you expect him to say? No. But it was the fear that God will punish us. I don't know why they tell us that. That bugs me. Because your spirituality doesn't have to do with punishment by a God you cannot see, that you can feel. And they're telling you all of what they say I can go by, except that thing that he, a God of man, is going to punish me. I have an issue with that. And yet I pray. I do. But the God I pray and I believe exists created me. Therefore, he finds no fault in me. And somebody said, well, did he create a murderer? That is, he said, I create you in my image and likeness. Choose how you want to read that. But your spirituality does not have to believe that that God is going to kill you and punish you and throw you in hell and question you. I believe he's going to say, why didn't you do it? Why didn't you do it? Because when I sent my son, he did it. He wanted a religion, he created one, right? Why don't you do what you desire to do? Why are you hiding behind what the neighbors will think, what your family will think, what the city will think, what everybody will think? Why are you hiding behind that? And that's what you might have to answer to if that's the way you want to go. But that's not where I want to go. I am saying that to let you know the spirituality in the 5 pillars of spirituality is all about you and your feelings, your behavior, your preferences. And to respect others. Do not straddle into everybody's lane. What are you doing in my garden? Get out of my garden. Let me plant my seeds. Accept me, respect me as I do you. That is love. To tell the person you are okay, I am okay, we are all okay. This remaking of human beings by human beings who didn't make them in the first place really astonishes me. You did not create me. You were enjoying yourself or having patterned the whole thing, or you intentionally went to do it, fine. But that doesn't give you a right to tell me how I should be. I have people that I know and I hold dearly. And I have a friend that looked at her granddaughter and said to her, wouldn't you like to grow up to be like my daughter? Not her mother, but her aunt. And she told me that. That's what I said to her. I said something is wrong with this sentence. And she said, what do you mean? I said, you're always criticizing your daughter, but you want to make this human being like her. What's your point? You just need to have somebody to criticize? We need to stop deciding who people should be like. We should concentrate on creating our own self. We can lead, we can guide, but we cannot make them conform to our belief of another, how they should be in this life. And then we wonder why we have such a turbulent world. Everybody wants to remake somebody. Everybody. I have friends that talk about the harsh life they had with their parents, and they still talk about it 57 years later. And I'm saying, you realize, of course, their bones are just gone to be trumpets for the angel. They're using their bones to make trumpets, right? You know that, okay? You don't know, Tessa-Marie. I said, they did what they could do with what they had. And take it from that point of view. Hi, Rita. How are you feeling this morning? Um, we need to focus our journey on ourselves. It is time we accept us for the human being we are spiritually and let others do their thing. It is so much easier for you and I if we look at our friends becoming what they desire to do, having preferences instead of conforming, choices instead of following the herd. Some of us cannot fit in the herd that they put us in. We get bumps and bruises and we come out worse than we entered. The herd itself is saying, no, you do not belong. But yet I'm going to wear the stripes. I'll paint it. I'll bend. I'll choose to be somebody else too, so that I can fit into somebody else's idea of who I should be. Really? That is hard. And then you see, because you did that, you go away and you do it to another one. And the pattern continues. But all that time that we spend trying to renegotiate how others should be with, I have no idea. With who? I have no idea. We are forgetting ourselves. The thing is to keep ourselves as healthy mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and financially. So those people in our life whom we love and will give our heart and breath and our last ounce of whatever they want, we'll give it to them. We'll allow them to be fair, to be enjoying their life, not constantly looking back like a raccoon father to see if the other raccoons are in line. You know, we should take care of us. So those we love have the surety that, okay, mom is okay, auntie is okay, grammy is okay. They're doing their thing. They're enjoying their life. Check in with me. Call me. Talk to them. How are you doing today, Grammy? What's up with you? You know, what are you working on? What's new in your life? How is the weather in your area? That's all you need to do. You do not have to tell Grammy when it's time to go to a nursing home and Grammy wants to stay in her house. You know, you have to let her grow because maybe it's not the best thing for her, but she sees it as the best thing. We do not have to change them from that age. And we, the Grammy, should not be telling our children and our grandchildren and great grandchildren how we live. They love to hear our stories. Tell them of the stories. Have a conversation. Go there with your tape and say, Grammy, how did you feel when you fall in love with Grandpa? And you will see the light in her face and her eyes dancing. We did that to our parents. And I said that to my dad, what it is you saw in her? He said, all you could see was her ankle and they were so thin. I go, what? And he's talking in this big gruffy voice. He said, I actually did. She was so skinny. And then I asked her, she said, long legs on a bike, just rolling his bike around me. I'm going to church and this man shows up. And I go, So we got to know what, and they're both laughing. Then I said, tell me about your childhood, what it is you like to do, to my dad. And he said what he liked to do. And he spoke about it. You have them. Somebody said, Yuko said she was talking to her mom yesterday, and that's why she was not on the morning blessings. That's a memory you cannot forget. That is something you're going to have to hold on to. Let me tell you about your spirituality is reaching out to those you love, not to fix them, not to correct them, but to connect with them. When my mom passed away before my dad, 5 years earlier, I came back to Toronto and I did that to my desk to grab my phone to call my mother at the estate. And I paused. Shit, she's not going to be able, she's not answering the phone. That was the first time it's hit me. My dad was alive, but he was going to be in the fields. So there was no way, I had to wait until he came in. But she was always at the house. And that was a lot. But I remembered having what my husband called a butt mom conversation. I don't mean but she butt dial me. Is she speaking and I'm going, but I want to say something, mom, but mom. And my husband just, oh, you're going to have another but mom conversation because that's all he heard. She had so much to say, except what would hurt us. And I found that later. She shared all the wonderful things. And she said, years later, you know when daddy fell in the bathtub? I go, daddy fell in the bathtub and broke his ribs. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I said, you didn't tell me. I speak to you 3, 4 times a week. Oh well, we didn't want to bother you. That's mom. They never want to bother us. But if you have one of them alive today, talk to them. Talk to them and say, hello. Oh, Stacy had to go. Somebody is having some issues at school. Say hello to mom, because at the end of it all you've got is your memory. That's all we have. So this is Easter weekend, celebrated all over the world. If you're blessed to have a mother or a father or sibling, somebody you connect with, for your own spiritual growth, connect. They are okay. Do not connect to tell them why you did this, why you didn't do this, where are you, how come you have this lover, you shouldn't have this man in your life. Could you just stop that nonsense? It is, hi, thanks, Nancy. This is so true, Nancy said. Can you just let people live their life? What are you doing for yourself for Easter? Tomorrow is Good Friday, so I will not have a morning blessing. I have to stay and do something. Just connect with me. I want to go for a walk. I want to do this. I want to do that. I need to take that time for me to rest with me and think and look at things and maybe write how I feel and live. Think, I'm writing a book for my granddaughter that turned a month today. And the book is the story that her dad heard and her aunts heard. When I had to write, I felt it was better to write a story to recite to them at bedtime rather than read from a book. I got them to read to me from a book so I could monitor their reading. But I created the story, told them the story to open their imagination. They had to see it. And it is so funny. Yesterday, speaking to Michael, and he said, how is the book coming? I said, well, the character that was you is now your daughter, but she has attitude. I cannot stop putting attitude in it. And he said to me, Mom, she has attitude. She's a month old. She already has attitude. So you got this. And then he said to me, Mom, I missed something about the apple tree. This man is 45 years old. And he's telling me there was something about a particular apple. I said, yes. Are you going to tell me no? You can read it when your daughter gets her book. And he just laughed. He said, okay, point taken, Mom, point taken. But it still is in my mind. And he said, Mom, every character you did the voices, I remember that. And I wrote it at lunchtime. I wrote it at break time. I wrote it on the subway. I wrote it on the bus. I wrote it when I was alone, when I got my little time, because that saga went on and on and on and on. But that is what you have. Whatever you have that is unique, give it to the grandchildren or the children or the people in your life. Let them see you have something to offer. Somebody called me last night, that night before. Tessa-Marie, I have this horrible, horrible sore throat. And I said, oh, okay, I can be, they didn't call, sorry. They sent a DM. And I can't hardly speak. So I wrote back and I said, well, cider vinegar, some salt, a little bit of olive oil, and gargle with that. That's what I have. That's what I know will work because it has worked for me. That is spirituality. That is not only giving money to the poor, but to somebody that helps, that needs a little bit of help. At this time of the year, Jesus said to Judas and whoever, the poor will always be first. So when they bought the oils or what they were doing, guys know it better than me. It's not that you shouldn't give, but sometimes what you will give is to somebody is information, a little bit of knowledge. That's all she needed. She sent a note back last night and said, "Oh my God, this thing works so quickly." I remember my grandmother telling me to do that when I completely lost my voice. Salt, cider vinegar, and olive oil. And you gargle it. It's not nice. And I told her, you might gargle, you might drink some of it. It won't kill you. But we need to share good things instead of fixing people who are fantastic the way they are. We have to let them be themselves. Stop pushing people to twist and make them into a pretzel. And then you wonder why they don't want to be around you. Because you see, your spirituality is to think that that person has something in them. They have Michael Jordan level talent in no matter what they do now. I am one of the first group of baby boomers, right? I was born in 1946. That's when we came along. They never thought we would amount to anything. And the hippies, right? And yet today they're telling us we are the financially most richest people in the world, not only through inheritance, but we too created a life. But when we were growing up, they didn't think we would be anything. Our miniskirts and our go-go boots and our platform shoes indicated we were all going to be prostitutes. It didn't turn out that way, did it? So that's one of the reasons that we have to let the young people do their thing. We are there as an anchor. When the ship comes home, it will anchor in the harbor. And sometimes you have to take that harbor and keep the ship here for a while. And you have to, it's a safe harbor. And that is spirituality. Because they left and they went out and they live a life and it may be cracked. And they can't take it anymore. And they say, "Mom, can I stay with you for a while?" Like my grandson said when he wanted to sit next to me, "Scoot over, Grammy, scoot over." So scoot over and make room for these people. They hurt, you hurt. Even if you believe and you suck on your teeth and they're big and they can look, I'm looking. That is not the attitude. Take it and do your best. It feels better. Spiritually, you feel better. That is what spirituality is about. Waving at your neighbor instead of making a face like the neighbor just attack you when the poor neighbor don't know nothing about you. And you come out like they were the one that pissed in your conflicts, or better still, how the Caribbean says it in Creole, "C'est pas moi qui vole cabrit de bon Dieu." It's not me that stole your sacrificial lamb that you're preparing to sacrifice to God. I didn't steal it. Don't be angry for no reason. There are words we have to remove spiritually from our vocabulary. My mother said, when you say the word HATE, you put so much passion into it. And that word comes out closer to your chest. It's in your heart. It's right on top of your heart. It's guttural. But if you do not like something or someone, you do not have to say that. You can just say, "I prefer this," or "I prefer not to engage." And watch your lips. I dare you. Try it now. Say the word hate. It's there. Prefer. Your lips goes out. It's an outside word. It's a softer word. It's a calmer word. You are not going to say prefer and be angry, are you? And you cannot say hate and be smiling, can you? Choose your word, because spiritually it affects you, only you. So if you're feeling you're not connecting and you're expecting to connect to a God, and the God is inside of you, he didn't leave you. He didn't go away. You don't have to find him. You have to go inflect on him. What would he do? Ask the question. Do you believe in Jesus Christ, the God you pray to in heaven and earth? Then ask. So what would you do, Jesus? Obviously, the man was a rebel. And you want to be so prune and proper, prime, and you want to be so amazing. yet you worship a rebel. A rebel with attitude. What are you doing? He disappeared for 3 days. And they found him. He said, I'm looking after my father's business. But you want to be holier than thou. And you do not, and you want to just take it on the face or slap over here and a slap over there, you know? So think about it, people. You worship a rebel and you want to be better than the rebel. Once, one of my brothers solely wanted to take complete advantage of a situation. And he looked at me in this backyard and he said to me, for somebody like that prays as much, you should allow me to do this. I go, is that so? Really? I said, so because I pray, I'm a fool? And then the lady said, excuse me, God wants no fool in heaven. And I go, you mean I can't go in if I'm a fool? She said, what is you going to give the devil the key to the gate? What's your point? That's what she said. So I understand. My sister Dawn is here. Hi, Donzi. Excuse me. I understand that we have to be great and holy, but you cannot be. You're worshiping Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ was a rebel. His friends were not the top of the echelon, not the top of the ladder, were they? Look at it. Look at it. John the Baptist was eating locusts and honey. And he decided, I can cleanse you in the river Jordan. His cousin, his friend. He grabbed fishermen and said, come on, let's go fish some men. And they came. And then Mary Magdalene, according to what they say, I am not going to judge that. And the rest is awful. Then, then when it was not, he was such a rebel, they decided to cut him off, slap him, kill him. And then you're telling me, oh no, you have to be better than that. I am a rebel, and all of you have a right to be the rebel. Choose to live your life as you desire. You do not have to conform to something that was, you're worshiping a man that was a rebel. But somehow you have to be better. You have to let people abuse you and slap you and hit you. But didn't he say he did that for you? They spared him. They put thorns on his, they beat him. Come on. But you want to be better. So come, we have to stop that. Our spiritual love is within us. Be the best version of you that you can. Your version of you. And you, knowing that you are creating your version of you, avoid creating others into a version that you like. Like when my friend said to her granddaughter, wouldn't you like to be like this person? I had to stop and say, I cannot let somebody talk nonsense to me. And you know what was her reply? When I said, do you really want your granddaughter to be like your daughter? And she said, why? I said, because you are always complaining about her. So you just want to continue that trend. Is that what you're doing? Silence. So we have to realize, let them bloom, let them choose, let them do their thing. Yeah, you're going to stop them from falling. You're going to help them when they have fallen. And you will avoid from saying, I told you so. As much as you want to bring it out, you need to just shut up. Because when you are in a family, there are times you have to pick up people that you wouldn't normally pick up in the family and you're not getting along with them. But sometimes you have to make room next to you. You have to scoot over so that they can sit next to you. So in all what we do, all through our life, spiritual prosperity is watching how you treat yourself first, and then how you treat others. If you are treating yourself with respect and do not let others pounce on your head and tell you who you should be and how you should do that, you are leaving a legacy for others to follow and give them an opportunity to be the best person that they can be in their life. Spiritual prosperity is not a religion. It is a way of life. It is living the best version of the life you can, and stop asking others to fix themselves according to your agenda. Physician, heal thyself. Stay in your garden, clean your own garden, take your own weeds out, work on yourself, and let others work on themselves. On this Holy Thursday, it just happened to be the day I intended to speak on spirituality. And I am saying, do not criticize others. You can't criticize others, because what you do not want to see on the street, you will find it under your bed. Let people be themselves. You cannot say anything good, just smile and let it go. Or do like me. I just, if I'm having a water, I put the glass in my mouth and I go, just that. They have to come home. We all will go home. We all came into this world with a map, a plan. Somebody from the Hindu religion told me this when my sister passed away. She said, Tessa-Marie, you know that was the arrangement she made with God, right? That she was only going to be here for 59 years. And then when she said that, it got me to thinking, that woman's candle was burning so brightly that it had to end fast. She was just all of it. So it ended faster because it had a big flame. Always, you couldn't forget her. She was 6 feet tall. She was a model. She was skinny. She had healing hands and everything. But that was the kind of person she was. She came for a time. So let us celebrate each other and let people be themselves. And the most important thing we can do is do not straddle the lanes. Do not jump and fix somebody. Stay on your lane and find out what it is in your spiritual prosperity you would prefer to alter, and alter it now. Do not wait for later, because then it becomes regret. And regret is only going to be etched on your brow, and you will not be able to do anything about it now. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you on Saturday. I have to do the financial show on Saturday. I'm doing it with Ryan. He's supposed to make a post on Instagram because he is an accountant and he wants to talk about financial, doing your taxes and the benefits, and the if you don't do it, like the Americans, you guys had to do it yesterday, so he can tell you the pitfalls. You can come with questions. It's at 1 p.m. To Saturday, but tomorrow is Good Friday, so I will not be doing this morning blessing, not because I don't care. I will send a post though, but it's only because I need to take that time to reboot, to refresh. And Monday, it's Easter Monday. In Canada, we have the day off. So I won't be doing a live either, because family will be coming over and they might go home late and then I will be late. So Tuesday morning, I'll see you. And have a great and wonderful weekend. Those of you who cannot come tomorrow at 1 p.m., I'll see you next Tuesday. So take care, everybody, and have an amazing and wonderful day. Take care. My TikTok friends.